Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be going over a few last minute prep things for Forsaken and also tomorrow's update on the 28th with all the weapon slot changes and things like that. So first thing I want to talk about is making sure you have the right elements on the guns you want certain elements of. For example, if you have a Nago dress, scout rifles, whatever it is, make sure you have them on the right burn. It can be a legendary or a blue mod. It does not matter, but make sure you have them on the ones you want because it will be locked come Tuesday the 28th, and you won't be able to change it again, but you will be able to pull them from your collection. And there is a Reddit post somewhere. If someone knows the link to it, feel free to post it in the comments and I will try to pin it or something like that. But your weapons will be locked to the element they are or the single element that you can pull from the collection, so there will be no way to change previous weapons elements come the 28th. And things like the Ikelos shotgun and Ikelos sniper rifle are both going to be locked to solar. Then things like the perfect paradox and other power weapons are going to be moving up into the kinetic slot, so you don't have to worry about those ones necessarily, but it's mostly for all these weapons and some of the other power weapons. Next thing up on the list to do before the 28th is to go to your vault and pull all the exotics from the collection that you think you might want to use with the new weapon slot changes the week prior to Forsaken launching, and Gambit, and just in general, because the collections will be turned off that week. That way they can be altered in the database for the way that they will work in Forsaken. So the week of the 28th until the 4th, they will be turned off, so you will not be able to pull previous exotics you have already acquired out of the collection for both armor and weapons, then also emblems, even though that doesn't really matter. So if you want to go ahead and mess around with Tractor Cannon next week, or you want to go ahead and mess around with Prometheus Lens or whatever it is, and if you don't have it out of your collection already in your vault or on a character, you will not be able to next week. So make sure to go ahead and do it now. And I'm probably going to pull every single weapon and most armor pieces because you don't know what's going to be good in Gambit on the September 1st, the 24-hour trial, and things like that with all the new slots. You just want to mess around with stuff. So make sure to pull them all out if you don't already have them. Next thing to do is make sure your Postmaster is completely empty on all characters that you have weapons on, because when the weapon slot changes and things get moved around between slots, for example, all three of these weapons will be moving here, this weapon will be moving up here, and things like that. Let's say if this was all full and these three weapons had to move up here, they would be pushed to the Postmaster, and Bungie specifically said if your Postmaster is full, it will push things out of the Postmaster or potentially your own weapons, and they'll be permanently deleted until you can retake them from the collection on the 4th. But at that point, they might not be the element you want. So the best thing to do is make sure you don't have that many weapons on your actual character. That way they don't overfill certain slots. Then, just in case, make sure your Postmaster is empty also, because you don't know, maybe things in the vault. Just keep your Postmaster empty. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't want things to get deleted on accident. So just make sure it's fully deleted before you get off tonight going into tomorrow. Another thing I want to bring up is the mods going into Forsaken. They are being changed, and the week of the 28th, all legendary mods are being turned off. You cannot acquire new ones from the gunsmith or anything like that, and all mods on armor and things like that will be locked, and you cannot change them that week, and you cannot equip them, you cannot do anything like that. What you can still do, you can still dismantle legendary ones, as you see here. Then you can also turn blues into legendaries next week. But what you won't be able to do is acquire new ones from the gunsmith. So basically the mods in Forsaken will be very, very rare, and it's going to be hard to get them. So what I would recommend is get as many mod components as possible right now. And mod components are going to be what is used to buy the new mods on the 4th. And basically how you get mod components is breaking down legendary mods, as you see here. I'm going to go ahead and break down a lot of these real quick for you guys so you can see. And it's safe to dismantle them now. They confirmed 100%. It's mod components is what you buy the new ones with, so don't be afraid to dismantle all your legendary mods right now. You can still dismantle them after the after Forsaken launches, but there's no point in not doing it now and just being prepared. I'm still leaving 3 of each element up just in case if I need to change anything last minute. As you see, I have 90k glimmer, so I'm going to go ahead and buy more blue mods real quick. Then I'm going to show you 2 ways to farm blue mods that you can do tonight before the 28th update hits. So as you see, I'm just buying as many blue mods as possible. Then once I run out of glimmer, I'm going to go ahead and transfer all the stacks of 3 into legendaries. Alright, now transferring the stacks of 3 into legendary. Then go ahead and delete all the new purple mods. Once again, keeping 3 of each element just in case last minute changes. And as you see, I almost have 200 now. But let's say you use all of your glimmer, then what? You can't buy any new blue mods or anything like that. So there's 2 ways to do it. One, which is more common that you guys can probably do, is go to Zavala. If you're rank 50, which getting rank 50 is not that hard in Vanguard. I'm pretty sure you guys probably already are if you play this game. And you're then going to buy the exotic ship. It's 200 legendary shards and 10 tokens, and you get 5 shards back for dismantling it. It's not the best conversion ever, but every 20 ships you buy, you will have a full glimmer stack. As you see, when you break down a ship, you get 5k glimmer. So it takes 20 ships to get a full stack of glimmer. What I do is just fill up this with 9, dismantle them all. Then fill it up with 9 again and dismantle them all, and that'll give you 90,000 glimmer. Then I'll go ahead and turn those into mods and do that over and over again. Now, I've already done this a lot. When I started doing it, I had like 4,000 Vanguard tokens, 3,000 legendary shards. So I already did plenty of this, that's why I'm not going to do more right now. But if you have a lot of extra tokens and legendary shards, I would drop down to 1,000 of each to get as many legendary mods as possible, because things like tokens and legendary shards will be common in Forsaken. They're not going anywhere, but the thing that is going somewhere is the ability to get mods easily. In Forsaken, the only way you will get mods is if they come on legendary or exotic armor and weapons. Then you dismantle that weapon or take it off that weapon. So they're going to be extremely rare. So having a lot of mod components to buy them straight up when the 4th hits is going to be way more important than having a stockpile of tokens and shards, in my opinion. Now, the other way to do it is if you go flawless in Trials of Osiris, or whatever it's called in this game, Trials of the 9, you can get the exotic ghost, which breaks down into 5,000 glimmer, but this time it only costs 10 shards and that's it. So it's a more efficient farm, especially when it breaks down into 5 shards, so it really only costs 5 in total once you break it down. If you can go flawless and do this today, I would recommend doing this instead, obviously, because it's a way more efficient use of your materials. But at the same time, the Vanguard one is still not terrible. And if that's all you can do, do it. Like, legendary mods will be way more important than having a stockpile of 10,000 tokens or whatever it is, you know. Alright, now that I'm down in here, as you see, approach the guy. And I can buy this exotic ghost for 10 shards. And, as you see, I don't have enough space because I'm not prepared. But you can dismantle it for 5k glimmer. And what you can do is also buy 9, then dismantle them up to 100k glimmer. Once they're capped, what you can do is just transfer them to your vault using Destiny Item Manager or a program like that. That way you don't have to leave and come back every single time. But I would definitely get as many mod components as you physically can. I think I'm going to try to get around 300 today. I'll probably use a lot of shards and whatnot, then just try to farm shards back up this coming week. But like I said, shards and tokens aren't going anywhere. You're going to be able to farm them forever. Things like mod components, this is like the last day to do it. Then also, I would recommend saving about 20 of these ghosts or the Zavala ship or a combination of both. That way you have an entire stack of glimmer waiting for you in Forsaken if you need it. Just in case if you're infusing a lot of things and you run out of glimmer and you need more. Everything mentioned so far in this video you have to do by tonight before the update on the 28th. the last few items in this video will be things that you can do up until the 4th to prep for Forsaken. So number 1 is bounties for both Vanguard and Crucible. As you see, every day when you log in and play, you just want to pick up all these bounties, then all of the Crucible bounties over there also, and do as many of them as you can. Then the next day you log in, there might only be 1 or 2, or sometimes a little bit more. Then go ahead and pick those up and do those again. And eventually you will have almost all the bounties in the game, and you don't want to turn them in. As you see, I have probably most of the Vanguard ones already. I need to do the Crucible ones. But yeah, just go ahead and save them all up, and you'll probably end up with like 30 to 40 bounties before Forsaken if you stay on top of them and do them daily. Another thing to keep doing here and there before Forsaken is do the planet material farming. As you see, I have a decent amount of blues, which I hope they do something with blues. Maybe you can transfer them into greens. We don't really know. Maybe I think the rumor is they're just gonna be used for rep on the Planetary vendor, which would kind of suck, but it'd be whatever. But as you see, I have like 200 of some of them, but then I have like 30 of some that I need to go back and farm some more. 108 there, 60 there, 90 there, and 200 right there. So I'm gonna try to get all these up to 200 eventually, or at least in the hundreds, 150 range. And some of them can be pretty boring. And I made a video about the best ways to farm each planet. If you guys didn't see that, I'll probably link that in the description. But just keep working on that until Forsaken comes out, because they'll be used for infusion and a lot of other things that tokens currently do. So they're going to be pretty important. And the final thing I didn't mention earlier is your blue mods. Right now you just want to hang onto them and try to get stacks of 3 and turn them into legendaries, because legendaries guarantee a purple a mod component when you break them down. But the blues also give you a chance of getting mod components when you break them down. So wait until after the mod system is shut off and you can't transfer them anymore. Then go ahead and break down all your blues. It's something like a 15% chance of a blue turning into a mod component. So out of all these blues, there's a good chance I might get, you know, another 10 or so mod components, which will be nice. Anyways, that's all I want to talk about in this video. All those last minute prep things for the update on the 28th and also Forsaken. Let me know if there's anything else you guys think that we should be doing before Forsaken launches or the 28th. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.